Welcome, team. We're just waiting for a few people to turn up and then we'll start gas bagging. Joseph Hannibal Barker, you are first. Drew Barrymore, not this time. HG, how you going, buddy? Timmy Dowse. Declan, fantastic name. Sounds like a lawyer. Cross with a vampire. Peter Cram, it in Bailey's hat. Wherever he throws that, that's his home. Especially when there's a good-looking lady involved, which is just below him. And Noob Gamer of the Year, I bet on worse. Captain Cannon. Diamond Bravo Diamond. Proud Aussie, aren't we all? MRC, one more C, you can't say no to CCs. You know what else you can't say no to is a good dog. Robbie Kent, the keeper of hounds, here he is. One Shot Films, you only get one shot, one opportunity. Vlogmaster, says himself, 91. Is that the year you were born? That's the year I joined the military. I don't know, says IDK. Daz has sent me a message, but I can't get to it at the moment. Trapped on an island is Nathan. G'day, Kaz, how you been, legend? Sorry I've missed the last couple. Doesn't matter, mate. We're here for you when you need it. Stuart, Mount Stuart, if you're in Townsville. Cane peppers, the kind of pepper you want to put on your mother-in-law's chicken when she's not looking. G'day, Noob Gamer of the Year again. T23, not the tank you want to be up against neighbouring in. Chopper, no money here. Giuliano sticker. Sounds like a fantastic Italian drink. G'day, guys. I hope you're having a good day. Next start, there he is, Medic, and the first of our moderators. Let's just jump in so you can see my face. And let some of the music die down a bit. Guys and gals, great to have you here. It is Sunday. We don't normally take your Sunday off you anymore, but we decided today it was important we jump on. We haven't jumped on for a little while. Because of Friday, I was unable to make our scheduled stream due to several reasons. Lucky. One, my little girl started her school holidays. The second one is I spoke too long to Donald Trump on the phone, and the alias Donald Trump, and my car's battery is now flat, and my car is now stranded in a industrial area. And roadside assist doesn't help for the first 48 hours unless you pay the toll to the ferryman, so to speak, and I wasn't willing to pay that. So I stayed at home. Now I've watched the worst UFC fight ever between Costa and Israel. It was terrible. And I think that Mr. Costa is going to be in really big trouble with Dana White. But we saw a fantastic day today for Jake Matthews, who just defeated Diego Sanchez, the nightmare Diego Sanchez, who looked pretty fat at the moment. I don't know what was going on there. So well done, Australian fighter in the UFC. And from NZ across the Dutch, we saw Brad Riddell do very well against Alex De Silva. I wasn't there for the decision for that, but I believe that Riddell won. New Zealand, well done. Represent Anzacs today. And we also saw the great news today for Amy Coney Barrett, who has now been nominated for the lifetime position of justice for the US Supreme Court nomination after Ruth Bader Ginsburg decided to go stiff. So well done to her. And she sounds like a fantastic lady that has achieved a lot, and the left is already attacking her for her children. So it doesn't seem like ladies matter. It doesn't seem like people of colour matter because they're attacking them all. So go figure. Guys and gals, what we're going to talk about today is the military. I don't care if you're talking about Airforce, Navy, Sailor Boy, or Army. I cannot think of a better way, no better way, than to start a career than that in the Defence Force. And I'll tell you why. And I'd really challenge anyone to give me a rebuttal to this, something that they think is better than a military career. The reason why I say this is because you're going in there basically as a child. If you go in at 18 and 19, you might think you're an adult legally, yeah. Otherwise, probably not. Unless you've had a pretty hard upbringing or been forced to be the mother figure, father figure for their family, regardless of the country you come from. Now, when you go to the military, you become an adult real fast. But you also go through into becoming a man, right? We don't have a manhood ceremony anymore. So someone can be 30 years old and not realise they're still a boy, and their actions will determine that. And sometimes mine do too. Hey, Nathan, blood tests all done, come back all good. Excellent. Doesn't have Ebola. So the first 4 years, rather than go for something, feel like you're pushed into a trade, getting paid shit, treated like shit, and doing it because someone told you should do that in the absence of having inspiration to do anything else, or becoming a hairdresser, and again, lower wage, unless you open a business yourself, you're never really going to be appreciated for the amount of work you do. Going to university, again, maybe something you're not suited to, maybe you're not taking advice, ending up with a humongous loan, debt, that you need to pay back service, and then get distracted by that said study, by the need to have enough money to get by, pay for things along the way, and then end up flunking or not even completing or not ending up in the career of that diploma. So by going to the military for the first 4 years, you're going to have adventure. You're not necessarily going to get routine because we don't have the same role every day. It changes. It's liquid. You're going to have mateship. You're going to have financial benefits, shitloads of them, more than any other employment in the first 4 years. And we'll explain that in a minute. Should be very, very exciting to someone who is around 18 or 19 years old, who's going to Townsville to start a career. And again, I'll tell you why in a minute. You're going to be around friends that have to prove their friendship to you, that have to prove it through arduous conditions. You get to choose them out of a pool of mates that have already come to where you want to be by choice, who are serving beside you in adverse conditions, under arduous timelines in unrealistic mission formats, but you're all in it together. You're going to have travel. You're going to have adventure in platforms you would never get, especially for free or paid for, like you will in the military. Helicopters. Okay. Holy shit, what's going on there? Wait 2 seconds, team. Hey, team, how are we going? Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. We've just got a broken nose. We just got a broken nose cow.
Not so cow.
From Nathan
Not so cow.
I accept.
Not so cow.
Now
Not so cow.
we'll receive the message so we can see what the inspiration was behind this more than generous donation by Nathan Ireland. Okay, Nathan says, anyone with tattoos going through enlistment, contact me. I've covered and got it. Policy has changed and it is a pain to understand, so pick my brains if you need. Nathan Ireland's thrown out there. If you have tattoos in all the wrong places, let him know. He's here in chat. And thank you very much for throwing the broken nose cow into the paddock there, mate. Thanks very much, Mr. Ireland. What are we talking about? So your life is going to be different. Kaz, do you recommend bringing starch for cams? No, you'll get that, okay, at the shop, so to speak, at Kapuka itself. They'll be supplied. They can't give you any excuses not to deliver. So when you get in there, whether it be in naval, whether it be aviation, whether it be armoured, whether it be protected mobility, you're going to have all of these little adventures as part of your first 4 years. And you're not paying for it, you're getting paid for it. Now, here's one we don't really normally speak about. Finance. Now, when you look at a wage, remember that you're going to get paid nothing, basically, as an apprentice. You're going to get paid absolutely nothing to be a university student. If you're going to go to university and you've got the smarts and you want to be an officer, okay, then go to ADFA and again, get paid Not too bad, while also getting free accommodation, free food, lodging, etc. at the academy. But when you're in the military, as soon as you sign the dotted line, oath or affirmation, yes please, 4 years for me, then you will be getting paid. You'll be also getting service allowance. So whatever the wage is, you can add another $10,000 plus on top of that. Plus the locations where you get sent and normally lower cost of living environments, except for Darwin maybe. You know, Townsville, fantastic. It's the best place to get sent to. But you can also qualify for first home buyers. You can qualify for what's the Army house scheme there, Stoddy? Mr. Patterson, g'day mate, how you going? Good to have you here. Hope you're feeling well, sir. Bryce Elliott, hey Kaz, just arrived in Singleton last night, just waiting in isolation right now. Bryce, that means that you're about to find out tomorrow where you are in the fitness, whether you're going to be part of the next allocated course to begin. You need to be better, or you have to be within the first 48 people to get into session. Mate, do your best, and then you'll be in a split course, okay? Let's use Bryce Elliott for our social experiment, social dilemma. Go and watch it on Netflix. It is crazy interesting, but also crazy scary. It should be played at year 11 and year 12 at schools, maybe even year 10. But back to Bryce Elliott. So let's just say Bryce Elliott during these COVID times has joined the military, couldn't spend a cent while he was in Kapuka, couldn't spend a cent while he was in quarantine, then gets out of Kapuka, then goes to Singleton, can't spend anything there because of the lack of local leave, etc., again because of COVID, etc., and then gets to the battalion and then doesn't move out for the first few months, 6 months, 12 months anyway. So you're looking at over a year of your wages basically not being touched. So Bryce, you get to Townsville, you say you're going to go to the 2nd Battalion. Okay, you didn't do enough push-ups on Monday, you go to 1. That's okay. It's the oldest battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment. Great. So you're at one area. You've already got a house deposit, despite the fact that when you went into the army with less money than what it cost to buy a couple of hot, sticky, sexy chicken legs from the KFC, the Colonel's Choice, the secret recipe. I know what it is. Did you know that? No, I don't. That's fake news. So he's already got that. He's already got at 19 years old, already has enough money to buy a house. Well, did you know in Townsville you can buy a brand new house with a pool, 4 bedrooms, okay, with the first home buyers mixed with his deposit, can buy a house there. Do you know what else he can do? He can put 3 of his mates in 3 of those rooms and be paying that house off. In 4 years, with only $400,000 for a brand new house, he might own half a house in his first 4 years at 22 years old. And $200,000 is a massive deposit, to go on to your next property or even another business. But Mr. Bryce decides he's going to stay in the military forever, or at least 40 years. So before he knows it, he owns his house. It's being paid off by soldiers. He's laughing. Neville bloody Bartos, no cash here, because all with Mr. Bryce. There's no reason why you can't do that. And you're going to be itching to get out of living lines anyway, for some reason. I don't know why. You can leave your air conditioning on flat chat and not have to pay a power bill. Great. 4 years. There is no other job that can give you the adventure, lifestyle, travel, maturity, responsibility, friendship, mateship, opportunity that the Australian Defence Force can give you. There is no other job that you can do that unless you're Mia Khalifa, and you're not, because I'd see your name on here. Train 51 Elegant. Hey Kaz, how's it going, mate? It's going well, mate. Have we got any new subscribers there? Can you put a thumbs up, a hand of colour in the chat so we can see if there's any of you new this Sunday? We love seeing you come here, and we love seeing you stay. Mr. Patterson, Stoddy, you have all the jobs done today. Bryce, hey Kaz, just arrived in Singleton. It's going to be interesting times, man, with that itchy blanket. We've got Nathan Island there. Find me a social media, Nate Island, if you have any questions. Okay, there you go. What else we got? Robbie Kent. Are they putting guys in isolation between Kapooka and Singleton? No, I don't believe they are, mate. Oz Choc, but transferred to Surcat 7. I don't even know what that is. WA to New South Wales. You've got to learn English there, Brycey, if you come from Western Australia and New Zealand. Understanding that Western Australia is actually South Africa. Hey, Kane, how you going, mate? Sorry, dude, you kept ringing me at all the wrong times the other day, but I'm happy to talk to you later. Mr. P, where's the titanium cup? It's just here, mate. And sad news, Drifter now no longer sells this cup. So I can't get one for you. Bailey Island. G'day, mate. Jack Cave. If this is your first time here, Jack, it's happy to have you here. Mate, and what an interesting name it is. Rhinopolis, howdy team. Hi, howdy Rhinopolis. Do you come from Greece? Jack, what do you know? Put a message in there. Let us know a little bit about yourself so we can answer your questions. So we deserve your subscription in the global channel, the Australian channel. We've got Black and White Mechanical. G'day, buddy. How you going? Good to have you here. Thank you for what you do to support us too, mate. For those that don't know, Lauren is pretty crook at the moment. She's let me know that she's got a headache. Can't make it in tonight, and we won't pressure her to jump on the phone. But she knows she's welcome here anytime. And the voice, the balance of common sense, men and ladies, so to speak. Thunder Down Under. Sounds like a big night on the curry. Not new, just found the channel again. It's been a while. Yeah, Thunder Down Under. We lost our last channel at nearly 16,000 subscribers. It got hacked by someone from the Asian nation. And YouTube didn't let us get it back. You know, we've been waiting for all the subscribers to come back, but they just didn't. Wilfred Payne. Good to have you here, mate. Triple thumbs up. Does that mean there's someone behind you putting the arm up in front of you? Ryan Ward. Hey, Kaz, if you own a house in a garrison city, can that help you get posted to that city? No, it can't. Your administration doesn't really get taken into account. They say that's your responsibility because the army can't afford to be held at ransom, right, by people because of either family, whatever. There is extenuating circumstances, and if it matches you, it can be taken into account, but not just because of an investment, no. But if you're in a town and you have the house, you have to live in it. You have to, in case you didn't know that. Hey, SOS, we've got an orange cow there. Sunburnt. We're coming on to summer. Hey, Kaz and team, finally got my enlistment. Yes, on Tuesday. Just waiting to choose a reserve course in Kapooka. Thanks for all the tips in preparation. SOS, well done. This is coming to you for the cow.
I accept!
If that one's getting old for you, team.
I accept!
If that one's getting old for you, I'll make up another one, okay? A different sort of cow. So you've got your go ahead. That's fine. But don't understand the way Army Reserve works. You need to understand something, and that is, it's not like the regular army where you have to qualify through a aptitude test to get the corps you're after. If you have a garrison town near you, depot near you, you can opt to go to that depot, righto? You will not get a uniform, despite the fact you put your hand up, oath or affirmation to enlist in the Army Reserve until you've actually been to Kapooka. And fair enough, because you don't know how to wear the uniform. You don't know how to march with the uniform. You don't know how to answer the questions about what it is to be a military person. And the last thing we want you to do is get branded as an imposter by someone who was in the army, or someone that says you can't even answer the questions. What are you doing when you felt the pull to go to McDonald's in your uniform because you're proud of it and that's your Instagram moment? So understand that the Army Reserve will not take you seriously until you've at least done Kapooka. And if you want all the qualifications, then that is a good time when you could do gap year. So you could go to Kapuka, the home of the Australian soldier, and then Singleton, do all of the training at the regular level, okay, and the regular standard, okay, and that'll take you nearly a year, and then sent back to your unit fully qualified, everything. Yep. And I'm not sure, no, you won't get tax-free, but you do get tax-free when you do Army Reserve courses. And if you have a business, then you will also, that business will get financed for you not being there. Inconvenience, so to speak. Spartan Mouth. G'day, Kaz. Just popping in to say hi, as I'm not able to stay for a stream. That's okay, mate. It's good to have you here, Spartan Mouth. SM. What do you got on? Is it something cool? Is it something interesting? Stoddy. Someone from your chain of command at Singo can give you advice and give you a hand, Nathan. Yep. That's what they're there to do. It's unlike Kapuka. Singo, you're going to have actual conversations sitting down with someone that looks like one of these retrobates down the bottom here, looking back out at you like they've had a life's long mistakes. I've got a comment that I want to read to you because this really profoundly touched me. It really did. And the response was cracking as well. I'm going to read that out to you now. Bryce Elliott. Oh, I should have, you met one of us to Furch? I'm not sure. It's easier to ask them, do they know me? Where are we? We stumbled onto this comment. It was a little bit older, and I really, really liked it. Okay, Colton, I don't think I've seen you here before. Make sure you subscribe. We haven't got a Colton here yet. Kangaroo in the thumbnail. Proud Aussie by the look of it. Hey, Kaz, I was wondering if you know North Force. If you do, what's your view on them? It is a reserve role, yeah. Also, I've been with them a year, and we didn't do Kapuka because of a tight budget. Okay, it's a way of giving people, especially Indigenous soldiers, North Force, somewhere to be, somewhere to keep them out of trouble. Give them identity. Okay, give them a set of mentors. Give them some, I don't know, give them structure. You know, it's fine. It's like every other Army Reserve unit around Australia. It's fine, mate. You know, thanks for what you do. I hope you enjoy it. I wish I could come up there and you could teach me the proper way to catch a mud crab. And you guys have some cracking good times too, don't you? Well, he's got a pretty good depot up there. And I've known a lot of people that actually work there. Ross Parsons, I believe, was there. Who else was there? No, there was a bunch. This is the comment that I actually found and quite liked. And this is an example of exactly what I'm trying to say today in this stream, that you cannot make a better choice than successfully getting in the regular Australian Army, Air Force or Navy for the first 4 years of your adulthood as you actually become a man, so to speak. Old mate Paul, g'day mate. Hey, I've just subscribed, love your content. Old mate Paul, great to hear. Can you please let us know a little bit about yourself, old mate Paul, so we can see in chat? Can we get some thumbs up, hands of colour if we can, for old mate Paul, and welcome him to the channel? Because what would a channel be without you guys and gals here? It'd be nothing. It'd be me talking into a void. So let's get to know him. Old mate Paul, tell us something about yourself. Just what you want to divulge while I read this out. Okay, this came from Angus Reid. If there is anyone reading this, so this was an expectation that maybe he was typing this for no one, but it was so important to him he wanted you to hear. Just would like to say I don't think twice. Just don't think twice, do it. As I held off and said I would join later, this never came around. Been stuck in mundane, boring jobs the last 25 years working for the man, the government. Now I'm 40 and I've been diagnosed with MS at the age of 35, so my chance to do it, even the reserve, was smashed overnight. The military was meant to be my calling, but I've met friends and a civilian job that got in the way. And those friends I don't even know anymore, and that job is long gone as well. But I am very proud of my brother. He is over 20 years now in the ADF. It definitely gave him a life, and it still does. Thank you, Mark. What a fantastic but painful message that this guy has thrown out to you to let you know it's not too late for you, but it is too late for him. Okay, there was a response to that. I've read your comment, mate, and I'm glad I did. You mightn't have had the opportunity to serve, mate, but know that you've given me another reason of why I'd be proud to serve. So he's inspired someone he doesn't even know. To serve for those who couldn't. I'm 20 now, and I want you to know that for the duration of my career, I'll be fighting and protecting my brothers and sisters beside me for Australia, for the mission, for the inspiration like you. I'm tying loose ends up before I start my application. I'm quitting my waste of a degree, quitting shitty jobs, quitting feeling worthless, but I can guarantee you that my motivation, I'll never quit. I've got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. By the way, Kaz, if you're reading this, mate, amazing video. Got plenty more. I want to watch before I enlist. You're a phenomenal inspiration and a help. And that's from William Anderson. So what you see there, guys, is that we do appreciate your comments. Your comments do get read. And even if your comment is not necessarily to me, it can inspire others. So if you have something profound that you wish to say and put it in comments, then do it. Because I don't want to be the lone responder to a comment in the night. I want you to feel like you have empowered others, like you've made an impact. Because in fact you can. We have a unique community here that listens to each other, that throws out a call, throws out a statement, and then has rebuttals within the comments and has videos to support what we do or say. And one of the reoccurring messages that occurs is from people that have actually got in, that come back, that make donations, that say thank you, that amplify that they have had a successful launch into the military, and what we do and what we say here actually rings true to their experience. And I couldn't wish for more than that. I was talking to Lauren today. We had some debates about a few different things, but one of the things we really agreed with was that we learn from you guys, and it's so important to see so many people that are so much like us that are being represented here now as a voice to each other, as well as here to gain information, etc. It's a real pleasure. It is. Back to your comments here. I've been a little bit spoiled having Lauren read them out. A lot of drill, not much drill anymore. Marching weapons, dentists, a lot, yeah. What's up, Kaz? Hey, Ethan, how you going, mate? My car is stranded, broken down, iX35, flat battery, spoke too long on the phone. It was the bat phone, actually. We lost a member of 2 Commando, I believe, in the last couple of days. A fight with a black dog. So what we might do there quickly, and I don't know the gentleman's name, but one thing I do know that he had a family. I know that he had children. I know that he had a wife. So to them, we will be giving the ode. Because to me, if you fall because of your military service, to me, that's the same as being lost in battle. Come on. This is the most awkward piece of Chinese crap. But I bought it. It's my fault. So this will be our eternal flame today for the gentlemen and gentlemen and women who lose their fight with the black dog. And we'll put that up here. Can we see it? Yep. And that'll be a reminder to everyone you're not alone. And I'm going to quickly cover on that team. I learnt a very valuable lesson a number of years ago, about 4 years ago, when I done a resilience course with civilians and I was the only military person. I was unable to actually speak about any of my dilemmas because the crowd that I was speaking with weren't strong enough to be able to hear something that would have been so overwhelming compared to what they were saying that was so real to them. it just didn't feel at the time or place to add more stresses to their situation. So I didn't. But there was one young girl there, and when I say young, she was 30, and it absolutely broke my heart in relation to self-harm when she was saying that her father, she had lost him when she was, I think, 11 or 12. And she did say and amplify that when you are the child of someone who has taken their own life, if you've ever felt like life is getting that bad, you need to remember that by taking your life, what you are giving is a blueprint or a scaffolding of a way out to those that love you the most and need you the most, despite the fact they might not tell you in the time of suffering. You may think that you're a boon on your family. You might think that life is too hard, and it might not be about not wanting to live. It might be just wanting to stop the pain. But it is a sad thing when this final solution is passed down to children. Okay, so that one day when life is hard for them, they just want to go and be with dad or go with mum. So no matter how hard it gets, you need to find a way to fight through it. Yep. And to this gentleman that lost his life, was it because of operational service? I don't know. I'll probably be upset when I find out the name because I probably know him. But for him, I would like to say, after a 10-second silence, the ode for him. So if you can join me with a hand of colour in the chat, and then we'll go on for 10 seconds of silence before we read out the ode for him. So if we can see those hands of silence down there, understand that probably almost everyone here knows someone that's lost their life with the black dog, and then we'll show our appreciation through silence. Yep. Thanks, old mate Paul. Straight up. Ruben, E46. So I thought summed up perfectly, and you're ending the path, just pass it on. Yeah, it seems that way, man. Nice one, Brady Cars. He's always a bit different. Okay, guys and gals. So for 10 seconds, join me as we think of the flame behind us, as we think of the family that right now, before the gentleman, is in the ground. His time is over, but his time for suffering for his children has only just begun. For anyone out there that is in pain, you need to reach out and you need to be vocal. 10 seconds. Here we go. It's probably fitting we don't know the gentleman's name, because it could be anyone and it could be someone you're thinking of now. So with that in count, let's say, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember him, we will remember them, lest we forget. Okay. And real sad for his family. I couldn't imagine what they're going through now. And I wish we could do more for them, But his family will come together, and the Special Forces community will do what they can to look after him. His family, that is. All right. Hey, I'm pretty good, Matty. My car's broken down. Almost everything I've got to do by foot, which is okay, because I don't find that a struggle. Thanks for that, Cane and Peppers. Lest we forget, by Damien Lim. It's a very respectful channel we've got here. I really, really dig it. I really do. Something I don't understand, I was looking at the YouTube algorithm and looking at the fact that we've only got to step slightly to the left or right of, the flag, so to speak, and we get demonetized. We get shut down, so it's hard for people to see us. Yet, I saw a channel today which had, it was a big channel, and even the thumbnail is, the police are called after a mother took the life of and ate her baby. And that was still fully monetized. We're living in such a weird world. Okay, that out of the way. Put a thumbs up if you've seen The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Can you put a thumbs up for that too? It is a really deep documentary style, bizarre, honest, candid video from people that have worked in the biggest industry, whether it be Facebook, whether it be YouTube, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Google, whether it be, you name it, Facebook. People that have said out of moral reasons they could no longer bring themselves to work in these environments and left understanding that when you go onto any one of these platforms, that you're not there for a product, you are the product, it's you. And it just showed you people playing out with a documentary style narrative. It showed you the way families are breaking apart. It's showing the way love is so hard to find today. It showed how families are being torn apart at the seams and families not forming at all, where jobs come before morals, where friendships are fake, where lives are not being lived, all because of the slavery that is attached to these corresponding, competing, what would we call them, platforms. It's worth watching. It should be year 10, 11 and 12. It's an education tool by the people that know the most about it. Dave D, stand fast. That's the most bizarre thing about being in the military team. When someone with a military commission, Queen's Commission, gets to walk into a room and everyone has to stand up, one person salutes, or that person is a representation. It's a really bizarre thing. Tom of the Jungle, hey everyone, all the best. Thinking about all of you, we'll be watching from the shadows today, multitasking. Tommy's one of our oldest subscribers from the previous channel. He was part of the fitness, free fitness that we used to do. He was in a bunch of the videos. He got into the military. He's in, all I'll say is he's in Transport Corp, bulk fuels, etc. And he hasn't looked back. And it's been fantastic to watch his success, to see the trajectory of the way his life has changed, despite the fact that his haircut has never really improved. But that's all good. He jumped the tracks. He could have gone the other way. He went the right way. And he's a very loving man. He's a very nice man. And I wish only the best to Tom. Yep. Samaya, g'day mate. I deleted my Facebook a year ago. For those that get on Facebook or try to add me on Facebook, just understand I never get on there. Just about never, ever get on there. Because I've got more than 4,000 people on there. I know a lot of people. But the negativity, the whip of emotions you can go through being on Facebook, I can't keep up with it. So I don't do it. Willie, hey Kaz, is drill a daily occurrence as an infantry soldier? Look, it is. Marching around the area, whether it be as a section, as a platoon, okay, whether it be getting around as purpose with one and another, but you don't have to have your hands up at chest height. It is a professional way that soldiers get around an area as a mass group. Yeah. Do you love drill, do you, Will? Ethan, Jack Cave, you tripped me out. You have the exact same name as a mate. There you go. Everyone loves a good cave, especially Elton John. Matty Bissett, any last tips for my assessment day tomorrow, Kaz? Yeah, mate. Matty, take a breath. When you go into the assessment, you know, you've been here for long enough. You know that when you go in there, you know why you want to join. Answer the questions without offering information that's useless. It's not a confession session. Don't go in there and say, hey, by the way, I really liked smoking pot up until a month ago. Don't say any shit like that. Otherwise, that'll sink you. If it's not diagnosed by a doctor, you know, if you don't have a criminal record, then don't bring shit up. That can blow you out of the water. You know, understand they're going to ask you questions. Do you understand that you may have to take a life during the period of your tenure with the military? How long do you want to join for? You know, why do you want to join? Where do you want to go? What do you know about that unit? You've got to be able to answer those questions. Yeah, you've got to remember these people aren't going to be there for your PFA, so there's no reason why you can't say to them, Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the fitness side of things. Lyndon Arkle, how you going, mate? I went there to see you the last few days, but you weren't there. I guess you must be at work today. Lyndon Arkle is the manager of one of the coffee shops we go to and use our Patreon to reward his workers at times, as well as the people that frequent his establishment. Great guy. He wants to be in YouTube as well. He's got a work ethic. I think he takes on too many projects. Lyndon, to you, mate. Dave D, g'day, Carl. Anthony, hey, Kaz, would you happen to know what availability you need to join the cadets? Never been one, mate. Absolutely no idea. Anthony L, I'm sure there's a lot of people that could answer that question in chat, but there you go, Carl. Crack. Now there's a name. I'm not sure what the history is behind that one, or whether it's a good one. Crack. Been in the army, untold history. Been in the army for 2 years now, and I'm telling you, best decision you could ever make. Definitely go for it. Now, let's look at that for a second and bisect it and unwrap it. I can tell you as much as I want as a military veteran, as a 24-year soldier, and as someone that has done all of the phases, got in, been overseas, deployed, got out. I know all of those phases now, yet it doesn't matter what I say. It's things like what Crack just said. There's someone who is there now, someone that doesn't have a motive, someone that wants you to succeed, someone that you right now in comments might be standing beside one day. He's letting you know that there is no regrets. Listen to him if you're not going to listen to me. Angus, my favourite cut of steak. Kaz got my OSB on Thursday. Very nervous. Can you give me a few tips? Angus, the best thing you can do, honestly, mate, is jump on the bat phone, go over to Patreon, jump on there, ring me. And from there, Angus, we will talk for an hour to prepare you for that OSB, and you'll be the one at the end of that hour saying, okay, I got it. Kaz, can I go now? Because you want to play Fortnite, be Captain America, the officer. Ask Dave D, Angus. He has just done his OSB only months earlier, done his Kapuka training, which you'd have to do if you go to Army Reserve. Okay, and mate, he can answer your questions, and so can I. So jump over there, join us on Patreon. Anyone that wants to have that mentor reach out that allows me to talk to you directly on the phone rather than text, and we can have a one-on-one session, for the price of a coffee. It doesn't get easier or better than that. Look forward to seeing you, Angus. Now I'm hungry. Campy Thorn. Anthony Cadets is there once a week, usually once Tuesday. Okay, like Army Reserve. Mr. P says, will I wait? If you do not form up and move around as a disciplined group, then all is lost in a scramble. That's it, especially when you've got 1,000 soldiers in a confined environment. Vegemite, now there's a name. Does anyone else have enlisting October the 13th? Let's have a look at the list here. Show me the list. My eyes, team, are going on me big time. No, we don't have anyone for the 31st here. Wait, yes we do. Dom Macca. He's going the 30th. Now, I'm sure we'll have a lot more between now and then, mate. With a name like Vegemite, I'm sure you'll stand out. I hope you taste better. They might find out in the medical. Okay, Brody Roper. Kaz, I'm a Navy techo. Good to have you here, mate. Is Billy Ocean your favourite musician? We've got to tease the Navy just like you have to tease the Army. You get it, I get it. We have RAF techos who have also trained with us. Highly recommend it, but be prepared to work hard and have the aptitude to study at a fast pace and generally high level. What Brody Roper says there is exactly true. There's no stuffing around when you're in the military. You will get the fire hose put in your mouth and turned on. There's no 8-hour day. There is times where you'll sit around and you'll complain about boredom, but there's other days where you will do a 24-hour day. I'll say that again. A 24-hour day. Have you ever worked a 24-hour day? You can't work more than that. That's more than Elon Musk. There is days where you will go 2 days without necessarily having sleep in field environments. Some of those, Fletch, Felix the Cat, is about to do that, and that's the defensive operations. We have 72 hours to get down to a level, stage 3, of digging. So you can get below the ground and be able to take area effect weapon systems without actually having to leave. Tom the Jungle says, lots coming up with COVID assist. Most are doing rotations. Those who are broken, J3 or have tried Townsville or tired of Townsville, whatever, will stay behind for cyclone season. No Chrissy leave. There you go. No Christmas leave for the soldiers in Townsville at this stage. Is that all cause, Tommy? Or is that everyone? Carl, Kaz, I had a great chat with Dave D yesterday. Awesome. That's what we do. We network. Thanks heaps for teeing it up. Champion. No troubles, mate. No troubles. Dave D, big bubbles, no troubles. Hey, Gus, when I get home, I'll type in a bit of stuff. I'm out and about on my phone at the moment. There you go. Lawson Graver. Now, there's a name. Graver. Grave trouble, so to speak. In military, E46 says, in a military career, would still found time to train in my Muay Thai? Yes. Outside of work, or would it be too flat out? No, you would. You get time. Hey, Rad, how you going? I'm right. I'm off to have a nice. I'm not sure what that means. Lauren is here. Hi, I just got out of the bath. I'll get dressed and join you all in for 5 minutes. Okay, Lauren, we'll give you a call in a second. Guys and girls, let me explain something about the military to you and why it's so goddamn effing amazing. I'm going to tell you something. No matter what you try to picture with the military, understand that once you are through the compulsory training and you have passed and you have your Skippy badge, bam, there we go, the Skippy badge, or you have aviation, signals, Mercury, engineers, Cav, Armoured Corps, logistics, anything. Now, once you have that badge, you'll try your hardest to get in a routine in your locality. If you're in Townsville, you'll have done your PT for the day, so there's no need to do that physical training again unless it's something exterior to what you're doing, or unless you're training individually to go for special forces or anything else, whether it be swimming. All of you will get an Olympic pool, not each, but you'll get an Olympic pool at your establishment that only military can go to, and families of those military if you let them on. You'll have a state-of-the-art gym. You can go up to PTIs anytime you want, physical training instructors, for free, and go, can you give me a special forces program? Yep, here it is. Can you give me a program for resistance training? This is what I want to do. What do you recommend? Yep. Can you give me some tips to improve my cardio? Done. Can I come to a voluntary class outside my core training time? Yep. All of this shit is free for you. The Olympic swimming pool, the equipment, the lifestyle, the live-in barracks, the boozer on barracks, the subsidised rent paying half of market rent out in the civilian world, the service allowance, the home buyers grants that come as part of the military, as well as the first home buyers grant, plus the deposit that you can save up during training, mates, friends, establishment, uniform. It's a thumbs up. There is not a single thing better than it for the first 4 years to turn you through ordeal, through hardship, through anguish, through mateship, through test where we can use a red pen and tell you your shit. You will be a better version of you. Yep. The only problem is people have got the memo. They understand. And now you have a lot of people trying to get in at the same time, trying to compete with you to get in. Oliver, please, sir, can I have some more? No, never before has a boy asked for more. Vegemite. Giuliano, I've got a bit of tinnitus. Ooh, that can go against you. and when finding the hearing test, just a little trippy with high frequency noises. Okay, Vegemite, they want to take that one seriously because when we fire weapon systems, we're around a lot of very heavy industrial equipment. You know, you don't want to win and get in and actually make something you've already got worse. Be careful of that. Oliver, hey Kaz, no questions, but today, just listening while I make some 6-hour smoked pork ribs. Sounds delicious. It's taken me a little while to get up on the pork side of things, it is. But I respect it. Sophie, g'day love, how you going? How have you been? Sophie, can you tell us something? Anything. Just tell us something about yourself. Sneaking girls in the barracks, yeah, that's a time old tradition, that one. It's if you try to sneak a guy into your cupboard. That'll get your attention. Hey, Joel Hurdle. I know they have recently been renamed as Combat Rescue Operator. Who's that? Who's been re-rolled into that? There's no need to change any names into anything unless the actual role changes. Let's see how lovely Lauren is. And again, for all those who are wondering, Kaz, why are you on tonight? It's because we weren't on Friday. All right? Yeah, it's great to see us here, representing. When I get off here, I'm going to make a video. It's either going to be a war story, or it's going to be a reaction video, or it's going to be a short, inspirational, bam, straight to the point with B-roll video. One of those, and it should come out tomorrow. She's shining. Lauren's just discovered XCOM 2. Fantastic. Hello, XCOM.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. We've got a fair crowd on here at the moment, and we've got young Sophie here as well.
Oh yes, Sophie's always here.
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah, I'm catching up. Did I miss anything exciting?
No, we were just talking about, and for those that don't know, Lauren's background is tattooing, and she's about as good as you can get. You know, so Lauren is an outlier as well, which makes her extremely fitting, and she's been married to soldiers. Lauren has been around military as long as I have, just about, and a lot of the same military that I'm friends with. Lauren is an outlier, so am I, and so are you when you join. We don't think like normal people because we haven't had normal lives.
Yeah, we're underground. We're fringe dwellers.
But better, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
What when you go to press like if you can, team, so YouTube knows we exist. What happens when accountants have a get together? Do they even have a get together? Do they even have friends? I don't know. People, you know, if you wear a suit to work, how do you dress up when something else happens out of work?
You have a snazzy suit.
Yeah, great. Awesome. You know, when military gets together, all the kids go and pierce each other's ears and hang out and eat red shit and have a great time.
Yeah, it's a kid party too. They all get, jacked up on Mountain Dew.
When I think of, I'll do that, I'll turn the volume up just a bit. Mountain Dew is the one that always sounds racist. I always think of when everyone says they want to drink Mountain Dew, I always think of a Jewish person in the mountains with a bolt-action rifle shooting Germans off motorbikes.
Well,
like a freedom fighter.
That's kind of cool too.
Yeah. Can I get a can of freedom fighter? What do you mean? A Mountain Dew.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, but we're just saying, the life that you have, the life that I've had, how could you possibly compare a university, and I'm talking about the first 4 years, how could you compare the first 4 years at uni, the first 4 years in an apprenticeship, the first 4 years in any sort of scholarship or whatever? There's no way it could compare to hitting the ground running and being around the kind of people that are like you, the herd that is like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's, because obviously if you're going to go be a brain surgeon, you don't want to just start in the operating theatre.
Yeah.
So there is place for that time at uni, if someone needs, to really explore a whole thing. But like what Stoddy's doing, I wouldn't want somebody just having a crack in someone's head, having a go at, trying to fix someone. That could be really dangerous. But yeah, I think there's a value in, there's definitely a difference between, people like you and me who just did hit the ground running and just kept running.
Yeah. Ruben's going, you should get a tattoo from Lauren. Imagine that, and it's a side hustle, and you guys all laugh, and Lauren, and I'm going, how does it look on my back? And Lauren's actually drawing in Kaz's trench.
I would never.
I think she's painting a Roman on my back, but no.
That'd be great, though. I'd love to do it. One day we will.
You'd laugh at that one.
Yeah.
Get a Southern Cross tattoo on your back. Nah, it's all right, mate. I've already got Anzac on my back.
Yeah.
There's one that's Tom of the Jungle just said war cemetery there. I'm not sure what the context of that was, but I'll let you know that when I went to the Sinai, which is the peninsula between Egypt and Israel, there's a lot of Australian history over there with Tobruk, with El Alamein, with Romani, with all of the fighting that happened over there, Beersheba, Palestine, and all the battles that happened where Australians lost so many people. Now, when you go over there and you become the head of security, like you do if you go over there as infantry or cavalry, when we go over there, it is amazing that you go away on cultural tours where you will go to unvisited grave sites that are impeccable, immaculate, beautiful. Whether it be at Mount Scopia in Israel, whether it be at Romani, whether it be at Beersheba, where I opened the park of the Australian soldier after 100 years.
Amazing.
You get tears in your eyes.
Yeah. I live vicariously through all your amazing experiences.
Look, I've been so blessed, and to do those sort of tours, Lauren, how much would it cost? You can't even just go, I'm going to go to Israel. You can't just do that.
No.
You can't go through an Arab country into Israel and have that passport. Yeah,
even if you did go on a holiday there, you're not going to get the same experience that you did. You lived in the country for that period of time. You were in amongst it.
It is a beautiful thing. I was considered an Egyptian citizen for 7 months with an ARE card, which is their identification card. But the thing is, Lauren, that sounds awesome to say that I was an Egyptian citizen, but that meant that if I'd made a mistake over there or I'd done something culturally wrong, that I actually can get held to account by their prison system, by their
exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what people should remember.
Dave reckons follow the sapper. Engineers, they love their roles.
Yeah, it's so nice to see Tom of the Jungle in here.
It is. It's great. It's testament to that Tom is back. You may not have known Tom, but people have been asking about you for a long time, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Tom's an OG.
He is an OG. A Hall of Famer, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to read some questions, or are we just having a chat? What do you want to do?
Yeah, right on. Can I quickly read this to you again, and to those that have just come on, because it's only the average view time at the moment is 7 minutes 27 seconds. But what I wanted to do was read this out to validate to people that come here that are thinking, maybe I could, maybe I should, I'm not sure. And it's not that bad having a trade. It's not that bad being a builder. It's not that bad being at uni. But this is the comment that we received of someone who absolutely believes in what I'm saying and is living with regret because they didn't make the decision. So here it goes.
Okay.
And this is from Angus Reid. If there is anyone reading this, would just like to say, don't think twice. Just do it.
Yeah, give it a go.
As I head off and said I would join later, this never came. Been stuck in mundane, boring jobs the last 25 years, working for the man. Now I'm 40, got diagnosed with MS at age 35, so my chance to do it, even the reserves, are now smashed overnight. The military was meant to be my calling, but I let my friends and a civilian job get in the way of it. And those friends I don't know anymore, and the job is now long gone as well. But I'm very proud of my brother. He's over 20 years now in the ADF. It definitely gave him a life, and he is still in. Thank you, Mark. And someone responded to him and said, I've read your comment, mate, and I'm glad I did. You might have had the opportunity to serve, mate, but I know that you've given me another great reason of why I'll be proud to serve. To serve for those who couldn't. I'm 20, and I want you to know that for the duration of my career, I'll be fighting and protecting my brothers and sisters beside me, for Australia, for the mission, and for inspirational men like you. I'm tying up loose ends before I start my application. I'm quitting my waste of a degree, quitting my shitty job, quitting feeling worthless, but I can guarantee you that my motivation, I'll never quit. I've got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. By the way, Kaz, if you're reading this, yep, and he said, great to me as well. Such a beautiful tribute.
We have the best community.
We do.
Like genuine, like people with huge hearts, and the bottle to actually say, hey, I see you, I hear you.
Yeah, for someone to write a comment and to even say at the start, I don't know if anyone will ever read this, but it meant so much to him. He had to take that time to write that out in the hope that someone young doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah, bless him for sharing, because really, if young people did, I know us boomers go on and we're hard to listen to sometimes, but truthfully, we don't do it because it's fun. We do it because we've got something we want you to hear, which would have made our lives easier were we younger.
Look, absolutely. And Lauren and I are in a position now where we are both retired for all intensive purposes. And I had... I have a military pension, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to be away from the pub. I wanted to not be a gambler. I didn't want to be taken to where I became invisible. So I decided to start this channel. And through this channel, I met Lauren. And now it feels like we've been friends forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's actually a miracle we didn't meet before with so many mutual friends, really.
Yep. Probably a few mutual enemies too.
Yeah, yeah, probably. In fact, I think we know we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true, and there's no point getting any older if you don't get any wiser.
Yeah. And
really...
what really chaps your ass these days?
Oh my word, so much.
Other than chap.
People, I think being ungrateful or making big problems out of little tiny ones. I don't have time for that. You know, when you've got a real problem, I will, feel bad for you. And I'm not into pity parties. Yeah. That really gets me going. I find it really difficult if someone's not doing anything to help themselves.
Another reason not to like Facebook, yeah?
Yeah, I really only use it to keep in touch with distant relatives, nowadays. So... but it's true. It really does annoy me. Petty things that waste people's lives. People, complaining about their position. Maybe it's a relationship or something, and they've got all the power in the world to change that. If you are that unhappy, then you are the only person with the power to change that. Please stop whinging at me about it. Yeah. So as I get older, I get grumpier.
And look, at the end of the day, I was thinking about that today when life felt a little bit shitty. After watching the pathetic Costa fight that happened today, that there's no way I could complain about having a bad day while I had a fist full of sushi for all the prawns that died just for going to school that day.
Yeah, that's the wrong day.
When you've got 40 prawns that are dead just for your lunch and you're still complaining that you're having a bad day, could be a prawn. Tommy's just said, I wish I could share my life with everyone on here. He can't because a military member can't go through that. I absolutely love every day of it. Besides being on the streets of, it beats being on the streets of Western Sydney.
Yep. That's another great thing. It can really get you out of, like, I've met a lot of men who joined the army and they were like the highest achievers in their family. They, most of their family had been a welfare dependent family for maybe even a couple of generations. And just one person broke the cycle, got out of the bad place wherever they were living, and ended up with a life that their little cousins dreamt about having.
Absolutely. And there's no way that when Tom goes home for holidays, imagine what that's going to be like for his family members when he turns up and he's got his uniform in his bag. When he comes home and his life has changed and he has stories and he represents all of them with the legacy that he's creating with his family name on the right side of his chest.
Exactly. And he's the real deal.
Yep.
You know, he knows he's the real deal, and there's a certain accomplishment that comes, a certain pride, not like an arrogant pride. There is a certain sort of pride that comes with achieving your goals.
There is. Fart is a hello from a poo, says Mr. P.
That's some wisdom.
Mr. P is a bit of Benjamin Button there. He's getting dragged back into his youth.
Another reason to love our channel. All right, so should we get on to some questions? I haven't actually been looking. I was enjoying having a chat. I feel so much better now. I had an awful headache. I'm pretty sure it was from being up at 3 playing XCOM.
What do you think of XCOM?
I love it. I had to drag myself away from it.
That's one of the areas where our actual channel started as well. The previous channel was we did a bunch of XCOM 2 game narrations because it's a turn-based game. It was less about a game and more about a platform, a vehicle that allowed subscribers to actually be the characters in the game. It was so funny.
Yeah, that's fun.
It was great.
Yeah, it does. So, but I've just done the tutorial, so I think I know what I'm doing now. I probably don't, but it's very much. I used to play the original XCOM, and I like that it's kept all the good bits from that.
Terror from the Deep was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was one of my favourite games.
Kemp Thorne reckons multiplayer Kaz versus Lauren, 1 versus 1 XCOM.
That'd be great. We do have plans to play some games together.
Well, the channel, we've got to start talking soon about once we've done what we would call a belt of videos that cover all the questions that you could ask.
Yeah, all the frequent questions.
Yeah, what is going to be the evolution of this channel? What do you think would be better? Would it be travel within Australia with a bit of photography? Would it be just reactions from a veteran's point of view? You know, some of the channels I absolutely love at the moment is Mr. Ballin, ex-Navy SEAL, and he does 3-story segments where photos, dark photos with a creepy background, or so you're always learning something. So there's always an element of emotion attached to something that makes you go, oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I want to watch another one.
I checked him out the other day on your recommendation, and it was worth it.
Yeah, he's great. Hey, Lawson Graver keeps asking, is there anyone else leaving for Kapuka on the 26th? Lawson, normally what happens, mate, is wait until this video is over, and then in the actual comments below the video, you ask that same question, and they will gravitate to you.
It's true. It's true. Okay, Sumaya Moz wants to know, how can I arrange a phone call to help with my army application? Patreon is the answer to that.
That's what used to happen with the old channel is I just gave my phone number out, and it got to the stage where every minute of the day I had overlapping phone calls continually. So what we did, we said time is money. You know, for $5 a month, you know, then you can jump onto the Patreon, become part of the Legion, and that will give you access to getting questions answered, etc., exclusively on the bat phone, where you're not competing with 7,000 plus people. So that's the best way to do it, and the link is down below. It's we've got 175, probably more people now on there, and 480 is going to be the maximum we ever allow in the Legion, because it's modelled off a Roman cohort of 480 people. So if you go in there, you get the phone number, you get a regimental number, and like Caden Peppers has got up on there, and from there you can go, hey Kaz, need to chat, no worries, when?
Yeah,
Yep.
and if you've got a question, that's actually the correct use of the bat phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Kuda James says, Kaz, you've spoken about taking the plunge, but as a tradie in my late 20s with a well-paying job, close friends, homeowner, kind of just in a decent position in life, I'm finding it hard to do it.
Already got an answer for you, mate. Army Reserve.
Yeah, do it.
Infantry.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to Army Reserve. You still serve the nation, but this will give you everything you still have now, but you'll be able to do something that's complete opposite to that, where you'll get all the fun that the regular soldiers get without the downside of being in the regular army, the fatigue, the tullies, all that sort of shit. So I'd advise that you go in and go and enlist and do a arms corps, which is the opposite of being a civilian. You will get to fire the weapons. You'll be around people, a whole bell curve of different people with different professions, while still not giving up anything in your normal life.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Wait 2 seconds. I just need to answer my little girl.
Okay.
Hello, darling. Hello.
Hi. Is it okay if I go to Mimi tomorrow because I'm going on a trip with you and stuff, so is it okay?
It's your school holidays. I think it'd be nice for you to go to your grandma's house. That's fine, darling.
So it will be nice. Yes, I'm fine. So that's all I wanted to. Well, Dad, Mum, this is for you.
Hello. Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll sort it out, okay? Don't worry about it. At mine or mine or Mimi's? Okay. Yes, no problems at all. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, no problems. Okay. That's okay. I'll go and get my car. It doesn't matter. That's my problem. No, they'll all be at work too. No, it's okay. That's all right. I'm just online at the moment, so I'll give you a call back after. Okay, bye. So my little girl knows that I get upset if I don't get the lion's share of seeing her, to show her that Dad never puts anything before her. So thanks for that, team. Yeah.
Hello again.
Hello. She was asking permission to see her grandma so that she doesn't make me feel bad that my daughter
bless
doesn't want to see me.
Oh, she's such a good girl.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's adorable.
Cheers, Liz.
Oh, huh?
I'm just saying thanks to Liz saying she's adorable. Kaz, you're one lucky father. I am.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're a great daddy too.
I'll be your daddy.
Yeah. And it'd be a good choice. You'd be a great daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Old mate Paul says he's got to go. He appreciates being accepted into the In the Trenches community, and he said he'll be back for the next stream.
Good on you, Paulie. Normally
Yeah.
Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, taking into account of school holidays. So there's a good chance I won't be here for the Wednesday, but I'll be back in time for the Friday. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like haggis?
I won't touch haggis.
Yeah, Michael's loved trips to Nana's house because she made the best pancakes and haggis.
There's no reason to eat anything, that is exotic like that. I won't even touch. I won't touch octopus because it's a devil's creature.
Oh, come on, octopus is okay. I won't eat calamari, but I'll eat octopus.
So I'll eat calamari, but I won't eat octopus.
Well, we could, wipe the plate clean.
Talking about, we haven't had any krakens tonight.
Yeah.
We're just talking about calamari and squid. What a kraken is, team, is it's people that actually join the channel.
Yep.
So you never have to make a donation ever. But if you want to be part of the channel and actually invest in the channel, it's a good idea to become a member or a Patreon. That way you actually feel like it's a channel you should come back to rather than having 20 channels you go back and forth with, feeling like you don't matter to those channels. It's like throwing your flag in the ground and saying if you could only subscribe to 3 channels on YouTube, then this would be one of them. The global channel, the only channel that effectively gets back to you.
Yep, exactly. The forever channel.
The forever channel. Never ending story.
Yeah, you should make that into a jingle for yourself.
Joel, he loves octopus.
Yeah, it's yummy in a salad.
What did the amputee say to the octopus?
What?
I guess 8 legs are better than 1. That's a dad's joke I just made up, but you can have it if you want.
You're like king of dad jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Carl.
Kemp wants to know, have you had spicy crocodile?
I've had crocodile, but it wasn't spicy. I don't see that as exotic. I've eaten zebra. My wallet is zebra. I've eaten hartebeest. I've eaten gazelle. I've eaten ostrich. All that sort of stuff. I don't see that exotic. I mean more your lamb's fry, your pig's trotter, your offal, human, all those things that taste like chicken.
No long pig jokes.
With one of the Mr. Ballin ones was about Stalin, what he did on an island where.
Oh yeah. So that's the one I watched.
Oh, that was
Cannibal Island.
Dark.
Yeah, Stalin was a baddie.
There was an island in Siberia. You can find it yourself on Mr. Ballin. But Stalin sent 7,000 people to this island, and there's no food there, and there was no shelter in Siberia. So almost instantly, the people started eating each other, roaming gangs, grabbing the weak and pulling the flesh off their body.
Yeah, and they're still alive, just got bits cut off them. Yeah, it was really awful. It was really Lord of the Flies. Yeah, in a bad, worse way it could be. Okay, here's a question. I saw one right up here. James Rock said, "Hey Kaz, past my, is it Ares?
Army Reserve.
ARES defence interview. Now on to the OSB stage. Any tips?"
Officer selection. Well, yours is going to be, again, the best person you can speak to is in chat right now is Dave D, who's just not only just passed it, but also just done his Kapuka, graduated there. So he's a step ahead of you. He's the best person you can speak to. But other than that, it's just being able to explain, why do you want to be an officer? What is it about you? And understand that Dave can't give you all the tips, because the reason is, this is where it's dangerous giving someone all the tips for OSB as opposed to general enlistment. They need to be able to see the raw you. If I give you hints, methods, or Dave does, what can happen is that's equivalent to cooking the books. You might not be eligible to be a commander of other human beings. The OSB is leaders that are actually tested, that will be then looking at you, unpacking your personality, unpacking your capabilities, and deciding, are you the droid we're looking for? So it's very important that you go in there a little bit uncooked. That way you're getting in under your own steam, and there's less chance of you also not being able to come up with the goods when you don't have Dave or I there. We can advise you. We can give you some tips to prepare, but just be careful of going in there ventriloquist style, having our words coming out of you rather than you. Okay?
Okay, it was a 2-part question here, but I'll just break it down into one.
I love it. I saw that Mr. Tree, part 1.
Mr. Tree to be an Airforce pilot, but he doesn't think his maths is good enough, and he doesn't think he'll be able to improve it to get to that level. So he wants to know, are there any fields that are like Airforce pilot that don't require good math?
Well, there's Army pilot.
I'm pretty sure that still require a level of math.
Don't piss on your own ability.
Yeah.
It's not up to you to determine that. If that's what you want to be,
Yeah,
You
just
go there until they say you don't have it, because you may very well have it.
exactly, or go to a TAFE course or do some adult education if you're old enough to actually, learn how to learn. Sometimes that's all you have to do.
It just seems like people with low IQ tend to overestimate what they can do, and people with high IQ tend to underestimate what they can do. It's a really weird phenomenon. Some of the smartest people, there's a guy called, I'm not going to say his name here, Pete Brinkworth.
Yep.
Lovely, lovely bloke. Lovely bloke. He's one of the most intelligent men I've ever met. He is a guy that has the work ethic of an Egyptian slave owner. He never gets tired of swinging that whip. He has like a photographic memory. Everything about this guy, he did all of his sniper courses and never got a retest. That's unheard of. This guy is a legend, but you ask him and he's still humble.
Yep. No, he's a legend. I've heard about him from a lot of different places.
He's a really, really good sniper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jaden just was just saying thanks for all the vids. Got a high recommendation by OSB.
Great.
Well done, mate. That is what Keanu Reeves would do if he saw Point Break right there.
Yep, exactly. What's an MWO though?
A warfare officer, military warfare officer. I'm not actually sure. What is WMO?
MWO, yeah, let us know. But I don't know any abbreviation.
I'll know it as soon as I see it. When you type it out, I'll go, of course. But,
Maritime Warfare Officer.
okay, sounds good. That sounds like someone who's in the military, wearing an Australian Army uniform, the slyest way to be a sailor.
Yeah.
Watch out for the plug hole. Congrats.
Yeah.
There we go. Well done, Jaden.
Yep, that's great.
Ex-Cobra Gaming, Advanced Australia Fair. We're Gert by sea.
Yep, too right.
Too right. Hey, True Blue.
Yep, exactly.
Carl's there, laughing his ass off because he knows he's safe. There's no Navy in his house. I've got undies that smell like rich mahogany.
Good heavens! What?
I'm full of shit. I don't wear jocks.
You made me think of sniper undies again.
All jocks are is a safety net for a turd.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's true. It's
Surely that's not true.
It's like the trapeze. If something falls out, it gets caught.
Good heavens! How did we get here?
The only people that are offended by that is people that shit themselves regularly.
Oh, goodness me. I don't think that's a thing, is it?
Yeah, of course it is.
People don't do that regularly.
People that eat cabbage and prunes.
I eat cabbage, not prunes, but that's not a problem I've ever had.
Elton John can't say that, neither can Ricky Martin.
Come on now, stop it. There's an Imodium for that. All right. Okay, Tom wants you to bring him when you get a chance.
Tom, you won't get a chance to go to Asia next year, mate, not with all this stuff going on. But I tell you, mate, my intention is definitely to go to Asia as soon as we can, because it's still unfinished business. I need to find a family that I can sponsor. I just want that family to look at me like I don't understand what you're talking about. I just want to help your family out. And, for those that don't know what we're talking about, and Laura and I have talked about this stuff before, it's one thing to help financially a family in Australia, but $1,000 goes nowhere in Australia, nowhere. You could give $1,000 to a homeless person, and regardless of what they spend it on, it's going to be gone very, very quickly. $1,000 in developing countries, that could be months and months of work.
You could set someone up for life.
Could be an education for a student, for a child.
Yeah, exactly. It could make the world of difference for generations.
I know Tom is going to take me on some sort of adventure where we're on mini bikes. And then when we're finished, and I'll buy those bikes.
You better make sure you're filming it all.
I will. But when we're finished, Tom, we'll give those bikes to the guy that is our tour guide. Pardon me. That'll be part of the deal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And you'd pay him well and say, every time we come here, you're going to be the guy that is the droid I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay, Joel wants to know, is joining the channel the same as Patreon, or is it different?
No, joining the channel is different. Joining the channel is where you are right now, in comments, where you see people, you see their name change colour, you see the rank system going up as they enlist as the little soldiers, turn into Lance Corporal, full corporal, then sergeant after 6 months, etc. Patreon is for people that have faith in the channel, that don't necessarily even come to streams or come for the videos. They just believe in what we do, but also allows them to have one-on-one access to the phone. We've got a lot of people on Patreon that don't actually get a chance to make it to streams, but they need that conversation. They need that one-on-one, mature conversation, at a time that suits their working criteria. And that's why people come to here. And you know what? Almost everyone that's in Patreon joins as a member anyway. They do end up doing both. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do either. But that's an option for you. We have a 20-year plan for this channel, and that is to get at least another 100 subscribers within the next 20 years.
We can do it.
Yeah, make that possible. That's a pessimist view. I'm hoping to get...
I was going to say, we're setting our, goals high there, aren't we?
I'm hoping to get 5 more subscribers a year for the next 20 years.
You're so funny.
Tom reckons he'll be the tour guide. Tom, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story. The anxiety that I get because of goddamn Tom of the Jungle. Tom went to Vietnam. So he's been to Nam. I think he's been there twice, which means he's done a second tour of Nam. Hey, Joel Hurdle just said he just joined for $10 a month on the Patreon. Well done, mate. And I look forward to giving you your regimental number, which I can already tell you is 231, I think is your number. Okay, which is CC XXX 1. 231 Roman numeral. And I've got the bat phone number right down here that I can't read out because I was once a dentist. I'll get back. You'll get that message coming straight out to you soon. And thank you very much, sir. Tom went to Vietnam.
Yeah.
He went off the beaten track. He went out there, ran into heaps of other people, went solo. But he went on a tour where they went and saw the tunnels. Tom's not a small guy. Tom makes me look like a pygmy in height. Okay? But Tom's a pretty laughable character and likes to try everything at once. Do you know what he did?
What did he do?
He went to a tunnel that was partially collapsed, that was do not enter, and didn't tell anyone where he was going and climbed down into it.
Man,
There's cobras over there. There's tarantulas. There's everything that you'd ever wish upon a mother-in-law.
Yeah, there's a kraken.
There is a kraken. Tasmanian devil. Welcome to the Great Unwashed. I'm going to give you a Zanutsu cow here too. And that's Thunder Down Under. Welcome to the Bear of Coffee. Guys, we're going to have to give you a double Nutsu cow for this. I'm not trying to be childish. I'm still responsible.
Nutsu cow.
You're going to put a
Nutsu
double
cow.
on there.
You're one thing.
I accept.
Nutsu cow. Nutsu cow.
Tom's probably pissing himself laughing.
I accept.
Nutsu.
Thank you very much, team. Thank you very much indeed. You know that everything we do with this channel, I don't spend any money other than on other people. You know that, don't you? Helping other people or going towards, the tax bill that's going to come and kick my ass like whip it good. For those that watch Devo.
Yeah, I love Devo.
Yeah, so Tom goes down this tunnel no one knows where he's gone. He's probably in tropical 38-degree heat.
Oh my gosh.
And do you know what happens then?
What?
If you put your thumbs up if you get claustrophobic.
Sometimes.
Tom started to realise the tunnel was too small.
Oh my gosh.
And Tom started to get hot, was breathing in dirty air,
Oh,
and he started to get lightheaded.
that's how it happens.
Yeah, he started to get lightheaded and realised if he went to sleep, he's done.
Oh,
So he came close to dying in a Vietnam Vietnam tunnel.
Where to go?
And
Wake up, stupid deaths.
and someone would have come and stolen his shoes before they tried to pull him out by the legs. Oh, it scares the shit out of me because Mr. Ballin is full of things like that. People that died at Nutty Putty Caves. People that died inside the fourth chamber when they were diving. These things make my heart constrict.
It makes me think, I felt like that when you sent me a caving film, a caving video once.
Horrible.
That gave me that feeling.
And you know what? When you first used to go to infantry, they used to actually nearly died in a hole in Nam. Dave D. Yep. He should have been automatically made an engineer.
Yeah. What a way to go.
When you join the army, when I joined, there's no way they would have been allowed to do it, but they just did it for the sake of it. The PDIs would take you through the stormwater drains underneath the parade ground, turn left with up to 50 people in a row in a pipe where you couldn't breathe hardly. If there had been any mistake, there was no way of rescuing someone. None. And they used to do that. You go, if there had been a flash of water go down one of those, you could have killed 50 people.
Yeah.
That was off the reservation, that shit. And ever since then, plus some real pile on tops that I've been part of, and I don't mean as part of sexual frivolity. As I'll tell you as team, when you get older, if you're scared of heights, it gets worse. If you were scared of small spaces, it gets worse. If you were scared of, you name it, all phobias get worse as you get older. And that's why you see so many old people that are scared to leave the goddamn house.
Yeah, exactly.
The feeling of helplessness.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a thought. You and Tom should go to Paris, and you should take Tom of the Jungle down the catacombs.
I would do that. That's fine.
Yeah, but you'd have to keep an eye on Tom of the Jungle. It's him who's going to get you in trouble, isn't it?
It would be. It would be. Tom is an adventurous character.
Then we could have some found footage.
Look, I've been Sanchez, not Diego Sanchez, who got beaten today by the Australian. He got clobbered. He left a pool of blood that they'll never clean off that mat. Well done, Australia. Jake was his name. Jake, Australian in the UFC. Jake Matthews, as well as Brad Riddell, okay, in the UFC as well from New Zealand. Fantastic efforts. Real tough times. Tom would love to do that. I've been to France. It is absolutely amazing. But the beach at Nice, not nice, Nice, it has stones. Their beach is covered in these stones as big as shot puts.
Yeah.
And when waves hit them, you see people that are sunbaking topless with a cigarette crying with a coffee in their hand because they're just smashing their bloody ankles.
Yeah.
But they're getting like some warm rock yoga experience at the same time.
I know, it's not really a beach to me if it doesn't have sand, but we are a bit spoiled like that where we live. We have lovely beaches.
When you go to UK and you see what they call a beach, you're going, are you serious, dude? That looks like a goddamn BMX track. That's gravel. That's a building site, that shit. And you see them laying there with their beautiful unwashed skin.
Yeah. Come on.
Just sunbaking sexy in gravel.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Brest in France.
To where?
Brest.
Boob.
Yeah, no, I think it's in the Bordeaux region or something. It's where like La Perouse and all those explorers in the 1700s left from. Yeah, it's really quite full of history.
Yeah. Well, let's jump off here. This was just a how you's doing. I'm going to go and try to get a video out for you. A video or two for the next few days. I just wanted to let you know that I haven't gone anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Well, I am. I'm about to go up the coast for 4 days to get some photography done as well. But I just wanted to let you know that in the absence of doing Friday, you still get your fix. So guys and gals, take your time, take it easy. You're part of the 20-year plan.
Yep.
You know, and Lauren, thank you very much for joining us. Tom,
thanks for having me.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good to see Tom at the jungle here.
Tom, we would have a ball because you and I are both children at heart, mate.
Yeah, and that's how you should be.
Yeah.
You know, that's really how it should be.
Good on you, Carl.
Yeah.
Well, let's say goodbye to everyone. Tom, you're always welcome back here, mate. Guys and gals, so let's wrap up with a summary of today. You cannot make a better decision in the first 4 to 6 years of your career life as an adult than to actually go down and be in the Air Force, Army, or Navy as that first 4 years. It will give you the maturity, it will give you the resources, it will give you the scaffolding on how to be an adult, not by age, but by deed. It will give you all of the necessary skill sets to make you better in every single industry that you could do following the military apprenticeship into being an adult.
Yep.
So do it.
It'll give you a lot of life skills and a lot of skills on how to tackle things in life. You'll become very resilient.
Absolutely. And you know what? One of the questions we hear, and I know this is a summary, we hear people go, but what if we don't go anywhere overseas? Well, guess what? That's fine, because some people that go overseas don't come back. You know,
Exactly.
We complain sometimes in the Army, and Tom can attest to this. Sometimes we complain about boredom. Imagine having the luxury in a civilian job of saying, I was bored that week. It doesn't happen. You're going to get the holidays. You're going to get the adventure. You're going to get to see things that you would never see, where there's no air conditioning, where you have to sleep in the rain, where you will be hungry, where you won't have sleep. You will see portions of yourself that you could never see unless you'd represented in a uniform in a professional manner that forces you to balance your animal instincts with responsibility and maturity. Do it. If you don't, you could regret it. You were told through the messages today. There is nothing holding you back but you. Recommend it. You know, don't let anyone get in your way. No one's going to pay your bills as you get older, and you shouldn't accept it. Prince Harry is turning into a disgrace now. You know, guys and gals, be the best version of you. But what you need to do is you need to be the wind in your own sails. Don't let someone else hold your hand and give everything to you on a plate. Set a course, set a bearing, and follow it.
Yeah, for sure. And see it through. You know, think very carefully before you start something and mean to see it through.
Yep. The Wizard of Earthsea, Ursula Le Guin, the first full book I ever read. And it turned out that it was all about himself, and he didn't know till the end. We are who we are, and not that we are not. Raymond E. Feast, Magician, the best book I've ever read.
Is it good? I have never read it, but
Best
I should.
book.
I've actually been doing some reading. I was reading some H.P. Lovecraft to put on my channel for study.
There you go. I reckon you would do a perfect rendition if you read out Magician, one chapter at a time, where each chapter was a video. Oh, I want you to do it. There you go. Stickman, let me know. Would you like to see that, Lauren, actually with that lovely voice, with that voice, read Magician out chapter by chapter? That would be great.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Maybe you will. And let's see what happens. This could be the start of you.
It could be. This is, you guys really helped me a lot. I wouldn't have the confidence to do anything if it wasn't for you lot.
The never-ending story.
Yep, exactly.
Ha, 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 ha. This is to all of you that gave your time, gave your donations. gave your subscriptions, gave your advice to each other.
Naksukal. Naksukal.
Patterson. I don't know if there was anyone else here. I think I saw JC.
I accept.
Naksukal.
All of the offenders were here, and Dave D. I don't think there's anyone happier to be getting his uniform than Dave D. He absolutely loves it,
Yeah, and he earned it.
and we love him. So let's go. Enjoy your Sunday. You know, what's his name? Costa is not enjoying his life right now. Take it easy, team. Like the video so YouTube likes us, and take it easy. And I'm going to go and start creating. See you later.
Sounds good. Good night, everyone.
We've got some music coming through now. Look at this Dotty. What's he saying?
Cthulhu is his spirit animal. That's why I'm going to read him some H.P. Lovecraft, but I wasn't going to read him Cthulhu. I've got the whole anthology, and I thought I might start at the beginning and see how far I go with the short stories.
Right.
They're all... Yeah, Cthulhu is much like a kraken.
Okay.
And worse. Yeah.
We're still-
You'll enjoy the story.
We're still live at the moment. Anthony L.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
it is good. And we're going to get out of here, team. And I hope that anyone that does a thumbs down wets the bed.
Yeah, I hope they have a poo problem like we were talking about before.
And it smells like aniseed.
Yeah.
And they can't wipe it off.
You know, you just cross that line so far, don't you? You
Yeah.
take it up the edge and then you just long jump over it.
Tom of the Jungle, a battlefield in the Celtic Highlands. How good would that be with a detector?
I would love that. I would love to watch that.
Tasmanian Devil. Good night. And yes, I might go and get a Coca-Cola while eating some sushi. A bad day for the prawn.